and Safety webinar. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP College of Medicine, Philippine General Hospital. The beneficiary of this event is the UP PGH Child Protection Unit. This webinar runs every second or third Friday of the month from December 2023 to May 2024 and will deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on health benefits and activities for children wellness. To receive email reminders for future webinars, kindly register at tinyurl.com/champswebinars. Once you have registered, the confirmation email will be sent to your email on the Monday after the webinar. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure your details are correct. Registration is free and is open to physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and medical allied students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UPM Livestream and FB Live and chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Additionally, you may scan the QR code flashed on the screen to access the attendance form. We are now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at Mu Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/muwebinarsyt. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars are recorded and will be uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of FB Live and YouTube and the Q&A chat box of Zoom and UPM Livestream. For comments and suggestions, we also ask you to fill out the evaluation form at tinyurl.com/malinis_eval after the webinar via the QR code flashed on the screen. We would like to invite you to download the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. Immunization record and tracker, 2. Information atlas on all vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions and myths on vaccinations. It is currently available for free on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for Viber and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram.
Ang munting kwentong ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Mu Health Caravan, Child Campaign, at ng Immunity ng Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority. Ito ay pinamagatang 5 segundo lamang. Handa na ba kayo mga bata? Simulan na natin ang munting kwento. Naghahanda ang grupo ng mga gamma germite, ang mga sundalong mikrobyo, sa sulok ng sahig ng komedor ni na Jenny. Nag-e-ensayo sila sa pagsalakay sa katawan ni Jenny.
1, 2, tayo'y maghanda. 3, 4, walang kukupad-kupad.
Awit ng pinunong germite. Malakas ang bawat isang germite at desididong lusubin ang katawan ni Jenny. Nadaig ng grupong Alpha Amoeba si Justin, ang kapatid ni Jenny. Siya ngayon nakaratay at naggagamot dahil sa pagtatae. Nagsipaghanda ang bawat germite nang marinig nilang dumulas sa mga daliri ang kending kahil ni Jenny at unti-unting nahulog sa sahig.
5 segundo lamang upang umangkas sa candy.
Sabi ng germite sa kapwa mikrobyo.
Bang!
Tinig ng mga germite ang paglagapak ng kending iyon. Ilan sa kanila ay buhay pa rin kahit napipit na bagsakan.
Sugod!
Hiyaw ng pinunong germite at dumakbo sila upang dumikit sa candy habang papalapit si Jenny at akmang pupulutin ito.
Anong ginagawa mo, Jenny?
Tinig iyon ng pinakamalupit na kaaway ng mga germite, ang nanay. Isusubo ko na po ang candy. Bakit?
Nakita ko na yang nahulog. Madumi na yan.
Wika ng kanyang nanay. Wala pa itong 5 segundo sa sahig. Pinilang ko po. Hinipan ni Jenny ang candy upang ipakita sa kanyang nanay na malinis ito.
5 segundo man o hindi, nahulog pa rin iyan sa sahig. May mga mikrobyo na iyan.
Wika ng kanyang nanay. Nag-aawitan na ang mga germite sa candy.
Kainin mo kami, isubo mo kami, lunukin mo kami.
Pero kinakain ni Justin ang candy kahit nahulog na ito.
Tingnan mo ang nangyari sa kanya. Nagtatai siya dahil nakapasok ang mikrobyo sa katawan niya. Gusto mo bang mangyari rin yun sa'yo?
Tanong ng kanyang ina. Narinig ng resistensya ni Justin na binihag ng mga alpha amoeba ang winikang iyon ng ina. Humiyaw sila. Itapon mo iyan, Jenny! Itapon mo! Ang alam ko, kailangan ng 5 segundo upang magkaroon ng mikrobyo ang pagkain. Pagtataka ni Jenny habang inilalapag ang candy sa plato.
Kapag isinawsaw mo ng 1 segundo ang iyong daliri sa pintura, magkakatinta ba ito?
Tanong ng nanay habang naglalabas ng garapon mula sa ref. Mapipinturahan po ang daliri ko! Sagot ni Jenny na nakatitig sa candy.
Gayon din ang mga mikrobyo. Mabilis silang dumidikit sa pagkain kahit na 1 segundo lang.
Sagot ng nanay ni Jenny. Kumuha ng bagong candy mula sa garapon ng nanay at ibinigay kay Jenny.
Itapon mo na ang maduming candy. Gusto mo rin bang magkasakit tulad ni Justin?
Tanong ng nanay niya. Bumalik ang nanay sa may sala. Naghintay ang mga germite.
Itatapon niyo ba tayo sa basurahan?
Pag-aalala ng isang germite.
Sana'y kainin niya tayo.
Sabi ng isa. Isinilid ni Jenny ang bagong candy sa kanyang bulsa at lumingon siya sa kanan at kaliwa. Dali-dali niyang isinubo ang kending may mga germite at tumakbo sa kanyang silid.
Tagumpay!
Hiyaw ng mga gamma germite habang sinisimulan nilang wasakin ang resistensya ni Jenny. Pagkaraan ng 2 araw, nakaratay na rin si Jenny sa kama at umiinom ng gamot. At dyan nagtatapos ang ating kwento. Nagustuhan niyo ba, mga bata? Ano ang pangalan ng ating bida? Tama, si Jenny. Sa tingin ninyo, bakit kaya siya nagkasakit? Kinain niya kasi ang pagkain nahulog na sa sahig. Ang kwentong ito ay nagtuturo sa atin na hindi na dapat kainin ang pagkain nahulog na. Dapat ay siguraduhing malinis ang ating kinakain at dapat ugaliin ang paghuhugas ng kamay. Paano nga ba ang tamang paghuhugas ng kamay? Dapat ay gumamit ng sabon at tubig at hugasan ng mabuti ang mga kamay sa loob ng 20 segundo. Ito ay katumbas ng pag-awit ng happy birthday ng 2 beses. At dahil natapos ninyo ng iyong tagapag-alaga ang pakikinig at pagsagot sa ating munting kwento, binibigyan ka namin ng 1 star! Congratulations sa inyo! Maaari kang magpalitrato kasama ng star at i-post o i-comment ito sa aming Facebook page, Immunity and Ounce of Prevention, kung okay sa iyo at sa iyong mga magulang. Ang munting kwentong ito ay isinulat ni Hanalyn Creensya, iginuhit ni Martin Malabanan, at isinalin sa Filipino ni Dr. Eugene Evasco. Sana ay nagustuhan ninyo ang ating munting kwento. Abangan ninyo ang mga susunod pang kwento na tiyak nakapupulutan ng aral. Patuloy na manood at ipunin ang mga stars. Bukod sa patuloy na pagbabasa at pag-aaral, patuloy na panatilihing malinis ang katawan lalo na ang mga kamay, kumain ng masusustansyang pagkain, tumulong sa mga gawaing bahay, magdasal at maging mabuting bata. Sa susunod muli! Ang proyektong Munting Kwento ay nagtatampok ng mga kwentong nagwagi sa Gawad Panitikang Pangkalusugan Story Writing Competition. Ito ay isinagawa ng New Health Caravan Child Campaign, Gawad Panitikang Pangkalusugan, at Immunity sa ilalim ng Mu Health Education and Literacy Advocacy ng Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority.
Welcome to CHAMPS, Child-Focused Healthy Habits and Activities for Maximizing Physical Vitality and Safety webinar. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP College of Medicine, Philippine General Hospital. The beneficiary of this event is the UP PGH Child Protection Unit. This webinar runs every second or third Friday of the month from December 2023 to May 2024 and will deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on health benefits and activities for children wellness. To receive email reminders for future webinars, kindly register at tinyurl.com/champswebinars. Once you have registered, the confirmation email will be sent to your email on the Monday after the webinar. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure your details are correct. Registration is free and is open to physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and medical allied students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UPM Livestream and FB Live and chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Additionally, you may scan the QR code flashed on the screen to access the attendance form. We are now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at Mu Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/MuWebinarsYT. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars are recorded and will be uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of FB Live and YouTube and the Q&A chat box of Zoom and UPM Livestream. For comments and suggestions, we also ask you to fill out the evaluation form at tinyurl.com/maliniseval after the webinar via the QR code flashed on the screen. We would like to invite you to download the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. Immunization record and tracker, 2. Information atlas on all vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions and myths on vaccinations. It is currently available for free on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Additionally, We have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for Viber and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram.
Ang munting kwentong ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Children-Focused Initiative for Health Literacy and Development o Child Campaign ng New Health Caravan, Gawad Panitikang Pangkalusugan at Immunity ng Mu Sigma Phi Sorority. Ito ay kapwang itinatanghal ng Zonta Club of Makati Legazpi at handog sa inyo ng Insular Life. Ito ay pinamagatang Hope for Naomi. Handa na ba kayo mga bata? Simulan na natin ang munting kwento.
Nakasisilaw na liwanag ng araw mula sa butas ng bintana ang gumising sa mahimbing na pagtulog ni Naomi. Sa labas, masayang humuhuni ang mga ibon at nagsasayawan naman ang mga puno sa malamig na hangin nagmumula sa kabundukan. Magandang umaga, Naomi, sabi ng kanyang ina. Ayusin mo na ang iyong kama tapos kumain ka na ng almusal at maligo. Maya-maya'y dadaan na ang iyong mga kamag-aral upang sunduin ka. Opo, inay. Magiging maganda ang araw na ito, hindi ba, inay? Tanong ni Naomi sa kanyang nanay Rosie, sabay gawa ng mga sinasabi ng ina. Ito ang parating tinatanong ni Naomi sa kanyang ina. Si Naomi ay isang magandang bata na 9 taong gulang. Lumaki siya sa maliit na baryo na kakaunti lamang ang mga kapitbahay. Sa mahabang panahon, ang buhay nila ay umiikot sa kaguluhan sa pagitan ng mga militar at rebelde sa kanilang lugar. Dito sa lugar na ito, kung tawagin nila ay Lupang Pangako. Lumaki ang mga magulang ni Naomi at patuloy na naninirahan upang mabantayan nila ang kanilang mga ari-arian, pati na ang kanilang mga kamag-anak. Nang handa nang umalis si Naomi, hinalikan niya ulit ang kanyang ina at nagpaalam. Hinalikan din siya sa noo ng kanyang ina at inabot sa kanya ang kanyang lagayan ng pananghalian. Mag-iingat ka, Naomi, at huwag kang hihiwalay sa iyong mga kasama. Siguraduhin ninyo na laging may nakatatandang nagbabantay sa inyo. Mag-ingat ka. Hihintayin kita mamaya. Bago umalis, kinuha ni Naomi ang isang kulay kapeng sisidlan mula sa kabinet at inilagay niya sa kanyang bag. Araw-araw, sama-samang pumupunta sa eskwelahan ang mga bata sa lugar na iyon. Sinusundo sila ng ilang naatasang magulang. Tumadaan sila sa iisang direksyon upang walang maligaw sa daan. Walang pinapayagang umalis sa kanilang dinaraanan upang makatiyak na walang sino man ang makayapak ng mga itinanim na bomba. Magandang umaga, guro! Masayang bumati ang mga mag-aaral sa kanilang guro. Pumunta na ang mga bata sa kani-kanilang mga lugar. Hindi sila pinapayagang makalayo o walang nagbabantay sa kanila. May pagamutan sa paaralan na bukas para sa mga batang may sakit o nasugatan at pati na ang mga batang kulang sa nutrisyon ay pinapakain ng mga masusustansyang pagkain araw-araw. Natapos na ang araw na iyon at lahat ay masaya. Iniayos na ng mga bata ang kanilang mga gamit at naghanda na din sila sa pag-uwi. Tumayo si Naomi sa kanyang kinauupuan, lumapit sa kanyang guro at sinabing, "Salamat po, ma'am! Bukas ay magkikita tayong muli. Paalam!" Ang kaniyang mga mata ay punong-puno ng pag-asa para sa isang tahimik at mapayapang araw bukas. Sa daan pag-uwi sa kanilang bahay, kinuha ni Naomi ang kulay kape niyang sisidlan. Binuksan ito at pinuno niya ang kanyang kamay ng mga buto ng mahogani. Isa-isa niyang itinapon sa daan ang buto ng mahogani. Habang tinatangay naman ito ng hangin sa mga lugar kung saan ito pwedeng mabuhay. Sa bawat buto na kaniyang itinatapon, idinadalangin niyang lumaki ito at maging isang ganap na puno. Umaasa siya na makikita niya ang mga punong ito sa kaniyang pagtanda. Tuluyan nang lumubog ang araw at naiwan na ang mga bata. Kahit nababalot ng dilim ang kapaligiran, ang puso ni Naomi ay puno ng matitingkad na pag-asa para sa magandang bukas. Sino ang pangunahing tauhan sa ating munting kwento? Tama, si Naomi. Paano pumapasok sa paaralan ni Naomi? Araw-araw, sama-samang pumupunta sa eskwelahan ang mga bata. Sinusundo sila ng ilang naaatasang magulang, dumadaan sila sa iisang direksyon upang walang maligaw sa daan. Ano ang ginawa ni Naomi nang pauwi na siya galing sa eskwelahan? Sa daan pauwi sa kanilang bahay, kinuha ni Naomi ang kulay kape niyang sisidlan. Binuksan ito at pinuno niya ang kanyang kamay ng mga buto ng mahogani. Isa-isa niyang tinapon sa daan ang mga buto ng mahogani. Sa bawat buto na kanyang itinatapon, idinadalangin niyang lumaki ito at maging isang puno. Ano ang maaari nating matutunan sa munting kwento na ito? Binibigyan tayo ng bagong pag-asa ng bawat araw na lumipas. Hindi dapat tayo sumuko sa mga pagsubok ng buhay. At dahil natapos ninyo ng iyong tagapag-alaga ang pakikinig at pagsagot sa ating munting kwento ngayon, pinibigyan ka namin ng isang star! Congratulations sa inyo! Maaari kang magpalitrato kasama ng star at i-post o i-comment ito sa aming Facebook page, Mew Heals, kung okay sa iyo at sa inyong mga magulang. Ang munting kwentong ito ay isinulat ni Chris Manganay, iginuhit ni Nico Sadicol at isinalin sa Filipino ng Sentro ng Wikang Filipino. Sana ay nagustuhan ninyo ang ating munting kwento. Abangan ninyo ang mga susunod pang kwento na tiyak na kapupulutan ng aral. Patuloy na manood at ipunin ang mga stars! Bukod sa patuloy na pagbabasa at pag-aaral, patuloy na panatilihing malinis ang katawan, lalo na ang mga kamay. Kumain ng masusustansyang pagkain, tumulong sa mga gawaing bahay, magdasal at maging mabuting bata. Hanggang sa susunod!
Ang proyektong Munting Kwento ay nagtatampok ng mga kwentong nagwagi sa Gawad Panitikang Pangkalusugan Story Writing Competition. Ito ay isinagawa ng New Health Caravan Child Campaign, Gawad Panitikang Pangkalusugan, at Immunity sa ilalim ng New Health Education and Literacy Advocacy ng Mu Sigma Phi Sorority. Ito ay kapwang itinatanghal ng Zonta Club of Makati Legazpi at handog sa inyo ng Insular Life Heroes, kasama ang PGH Department of Pediatrics at Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, pati na ng mga sumusunod.
The webinar will start in 5 minutes. Welcome to CHAMPS, Child-Focused Healthy Habits and Activities for Maximizing Physical Vitality and Safety webinar. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP College of Medicine, Philippine General Hospital. The beneficiary of this event is the UP PGH Child Protection Unit. This webinar runs every second or third Friday of the month from December 2023 to May 2024 and will deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on health benefits and activities for children wellness. To receive email reminders for future webinars, kindly register at tinyurl.com/champswebinars. Once you have registered, the confirmation email will be sent to your email on the Monday after the webinar. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure your details are correct. Registration is free and is open to physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and medical allied students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UPM Livestream and FB Live and chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Additionally, you may scan the QR code flashed on the screen to access the attendance form. We are now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at Mu Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/MuWebinarsYT. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars are recorded and will be uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of FB Live and YouTube and the Q&A chat box of Zoom and UPM Livestream. For comments and suggestions, we also ask you to fill out the evaluation form at tinyurl.com/malinis_eval after the webinar via the QR code flashed on the screen. We would like to invite you to download the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. Immunization record and tracker, 2. Information atlas on all vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions and myths on vaccinations. It is currently available for free on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for Viber and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram.
Manalangin tayo. Panginoong Diyos, itinataas namin ang iyong pangalan. Pinapupurihan at pinasasalamatan ka namin sa lahat ng iyong mga ginawa at pagpapala. Salamat sa panibagong araw na ipinagkaloob mo sa amin. At sa oras na ito na kami ay muling natipon. Gabayan ninyo po kami sa aming mga gawain. Bigyan mo po kami ng talino at lakas upang magampanan po namin ang aming mga tungkulin. Buksan mo po ang aming isip at puso sa mga bagong kaalaman na aming matututunan. At nawa ay maging kagamit-gamit ang mga ito sa aming buhay at sa pagtulong sa aming kapwa. Ikaw po nawa ang maluwalhati sa lahat ng aming katagumpayan sa araw na ito. Ito lamang po ang aming dalangin Sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
The title of this webinar is MALINIS Hygiene Heroes, Harnessing the Power of Personal and Sleep Hygiene. Today's webinar aims to provide insights into cultivating healthy sleep habits for energetic days and boosting your overall well-being through good hygiene practices. For today's webinar, we have Dr. Maria Rowena Z. Del Rosario Raimundo, Associate Professor from the Faculty of Education of the UP Open University as our moderator. She is a graduate of the University of the Philippines College of Medicine, Class 1989, a subspecialist in infectious disease at the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at the Philippine General Hospital, an Associate Professor 1 at the University of the Philippines Open University, and a doctoral student at the Athabasca University, Alberta, Canada. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Maria Rowena Z. Del Rosario Raimundo, Mu Sigma Phi Sorority, Batch 1989.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second installment of the CHAMPS webinar, MALINIS Hygiene Heroes, Harnessing the Power of Personal and Sleep Hygiene. This event is in partnership with the Province of Bataan, Providence Hospital Incorporated, the UP Medical Student Society, the Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, with our official media partners, Our Awesome Planet, and SparkUp. This forum is a series of panel discussions that aims to promote important health practices for the pediatric population. We're on the second installment of our webinar series, and for today, we're going to delve into sleep habits and hygiene practices in children, which are essential to boost their energy and fortify their immune system. If you have any questions for our speakers later, you may type them into the Q&A boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Zoom, or the chat boxes of Facebook Live and YouTube. Our forum for today will tackle the beauty of rest and healthy sleep habits to improve children's energy throughout the day. We will also learn the importance of good hygiene to maintain and boost the immune system. You know, I'm very excited about this webinar because I know that we'll all have a wonderful and engaging afternoon. So to formally start our forum, I am honored to introduce our speakers for today, who are all exceptional and well-respected in their corresponding fields. Our first speaker is Dr. Regina P. Pascua Burba. She's a graduate of the University of the Philippines College of Medicine, Class 1987, the head of the Hospital Infection Control Unit, or HICU, an infectious disease specialist at the Philippine General Hospital, chief of the infectious disease section at the Medical City, and recipient of the 2022 Most Influential Woman Award in the Innovators and Thought Leaders category, presented by the Filipina Women's Network. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Nina Pascua Burba of Mu Sigma Phi Sorority, Batch 1987. Ma'am Nina?
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Let me share my slides first. So thank you for having me here. The title of my lecture would be Harnessing the Power of Personal Hygiene. And this is what I want to discuss. I'd like to talk first about why hygiene is important for all of us, and talk a little bit about types of hygiene, and in the end, move forward as we together try to be mas malinis pa, all the more cleaner than where we are today. So hello everyone again. My name is Doc Burba. So in addition to what Dr. told you about me earlier, I'm also a mother of 7 kids. And I'm also a doctor of infectious disease, and that's a field that has to do with preventing infections. And I'm part of this amazing sorority. So first, let's talk about why hygiene is important for all of us. Okay. So it's really very important for all of you who are watching here today, parents, children, maybe sisters, brothers, and other family members, and maybe teachers, students. It's important for all of us to invest time and effort to know more about personal hygiene, especially while we are young or while we are supervising young people. So, personal hygiene has to do with the way we take care of our bodies. Very simplistically, it includes regular bathing, brushing our teeth, wearing clean clothes, and keeping ourselves clean. So, parang very, very simple siya. But it's very, very basic too. We understand, especially with the COVID-19, that every day our body is actually really bombarded by lots of germs from outside. And we need to keep these germs outside, keep them away from us. And we could only do that really well if we continue to be very quote unquote hygienic, keeping our hands clean, keeping things outside our mouth, and reducing the risk for us getting sick. So basic personal hygiene, if we follow them, can actually reduce our chances of getting attacked by all these unpleasant germs and keep us healthy. And actually, good hygiene also keeps us very happy. So all of those are reasons why we really need to talk more about personal hygiene and know more about it. So while we sort of lump personal hygiene in just, one topic, we can think about it in many ways. So being an infectious disease doctor, I really love talking about hand hygiene. So simplistically, maghugas ng kamay yan, di ba? Hand washing. So it's important to keep our hands always clean because they touch a lot of various surfaces, a lot of people, a lot of things. And then we actually get these hands to our face and to our mouth. And this touching of different things in the environment and maybe even different people allow, and then moving those hands into our mouth or into our faces, allow the possibility of the germs we talked about earlier, that includes bacteria, viruses, other kinds of pathogens, to enter our body easily. And believe it or not, hand washing is one of the most important aspects of personal hygiene, even particularly during the COVID pandemic. So sa lahat ng strategies, it's really hand hygiene that has been seen to protect people from the COVID-19. So simple hand washing can prevent us from getting sick, not only from COVID-19, but from every other kind of infectious disease. What can we use? So number one, dapat may tubig, no? May water, may clean water. Tapos the soap, you can use any kind of soap. The various soaps are okay in the market. Let's prefer to use those that will not cause us rash. So if there's a product that causes rash or itching, set that aside and don't buy them again anymore. Also, don't use laundry detergent for skin purposes kasi masyadong matapang yung laundry detergents for your skin. So buy the bath soap or the liquid soap for use in our body. When you're outside your home, you can actually bring a small bottle of alcohol hand rub, or we call it sanitizer. And for alcohol, we prefer to use isopropyl alcohol or ethyl alcohol at 70%. So again, these are how we try to teach you guys who are not in the hospital. There's a different way of how we do it in the hospital. But when we're just in our family, in our homes, maybe in the mall, this is how we want to wash our hands. You just put water in your hands and then rub the soap, scrub the different parts of your hands, and then rinse completely. Okay? Try to find a way to dry this up, your hands maybe using the hand dryer in, for example, the bathroom, or maybe a really clean towel. So some of the most important tips about hand washing related to hand hygiene and personal hygiene would be to make sure you remember to wash your hands before and after making food, before you eat, and then use soap, especially after using the toilet. If you're so mabait and helping another person who is sick, maybe sick from some kind of sipon, ubo, or lagnat, or vomiting, or diarrhea, you have to make sure that after you take care of your loved one who is sick, you must again wash your hands before moving on to your next activity. If, for example, you have pets at home, so it's good to also wash your hands after playing with or handling your pets. If you have a baby at home and you're changing the diaper, make sure to also wash your hands after, putting a new diaper and getting rid of the soiled diaper. And during this pandemic, we'd like to advise you that we wash our hands as often as we can. Number one, sabi natin, hand hygiene. Number two kind of personal hygiene is body hygiene. So there's a saying that goes, a clean body is the way to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. So try to, you and your children, make sure that you have a daily bath at least once a day. The reason for that is kasi talagang there are many sweat glands in our body. And when this sweat mixes with the germs that we talked about earlier, it may create a bad odor. And you also want to get rid of the various germs that, stay in your skin. So the best way to do that is to bathe every day using the soap that you prefer to use. No? It also gives you a chance for you to remove the dead skin cells in your skin, and that allows your skin to be healthier, glowing better. So mas maganda kayo overall. And actually, after taking a bath, you feel better, di ba? You feel happier overall. If you had a really long day, tapos naligo kayo, you feel better overall. So how do you maintain body hygiene? So it's good to shower with soap or cleansing gel every day. There's a lot of choices in terms of products that we can use. So it depends on your preference for what kind of scent you want to use, or how much lotion, or the types of whether you want to use the liquid soap or the bar. You want to scrub all parts of your body, starting from the face, and then the arms, the chest, and then the legs. You also want to shampoo. It says here at least once a week. I prefer to shampoo more often than that. So I usually shampoo maybe every other day. So it depends on the type of hair that you have. And then, of course, after taking a bath, it's good to change into clean, freshly laundered clothes. For example, you're going to work, you're going to school. It's good it's a feel good to have clean, mabangong clothes on you. Okay, so it's also good practice now when you come home. The first thing you do is to, wash your hands, wash your soap, and change away from the dirty clothes that you have. Number three kind of hygiene. So we talked about hand hygiene, body hygiene, ngayon oral hygiene. So during the COVID pandemic, when we were all wearing masks, parang the children started to forget to brush their teeth kasi parang hindi naman sila nagre-remove ng mask. But it's important for us to just remember that when we're wearing masks, whether we are wearing masks or not wearing masks, we need to clean our mouth frequently. So keeping our mouth clean will prevent us from getting diseases. No? So good oral hygiene involves brushing teeth and cleaning the mouth, And it's good to just take care of everything inside your mouth, yung tongue, yung teeth, yung gums. Okay, it will also prevent bad breath. And you know, when you have bad breath, you have a lot of problems socially, diba? People who get into that problem, they feel bad all the time. So it's good to keep your mouth clean, brush in the morning and also before going to bed. If you need to brush the tongue, you can do a special tongue cleaner, but the toothbrush itself is good. It's good to use floss. It's good to also have mouthwash if you have extra budget for mouthwash. And it's also good to have a dental checkup at least once a year. So again, brush, rinse, floss, and visit the dentist regularly. Okay. Tapos actually, it's important for us to realize kasi infectious disease ako. So this is a little bit heavier, no? But it's important to understand, marami talagang bacteria. Tawag nila good bacteria naman yan. It won't cause disease until it reaches a point na it's destroying your gums and your teeth. Okay? So you really need to sort of remove all of this and not allow them to proliferate too much. Okay? So it also, as long as you're healthy, most of the time there's a good balance between this bacteria and most of the other cellular responses that you have in your mouth area. Okay? Pero the thing is, kaya we teach mothers to also clean the mouths of babies and their little children kasi nga doon sa start, no, yung cavities in the teeth and all of those. So we'd like us to understand that while there's a lot of things going on in our mouth, there's also an easy way to just avoid diseases, so infections, problems related to the mouth, just by brushing your teeth, flossing, and using a mouthwash. Okay. During the COVID pandemic nga, we started to study the germs that are inside the mouth, and we realized it was related to a lot of other things that can go on in the body beyond just the mouth. Kaya we really try to take care of our mouth. Okay? And actually, maraming ibang sakit. Yun pala yung parang nakita ng mga tao, no? Na if we don't actually think about taking care of our mouth, the oral cavity, marami palang sakit na pwedeng mag-start from that. So try to instill in your children, in you, to make sure that we clean our mouth by just simply taking a little bit of time to brush our teeth in the morning and in the evening. Again, not just the teeth, but also the gums and the tongue. Okay? Yan. Yan yung sari-saring sakit na I'd like to stress this kasi minsan nakakalimutan. Among the hygienic practices, this is the one that's frequently forgotten. Okay? So it's important for us to understand that truly the oral cavity or the mouth is the entry of not only food into our body, but many other things. And if we don't take care of it, it could start off a lot of other body diseases. Okay. Yan. So kahit naka-mask, remember, kahit naka-mask, kahit na people don't see your mouth, see your teeth, and maybe have a breeze of what your breath smells like, it's important na pangalagaan pa rin natin ang ating oral. Okay. Number 4 na hygiene, yung nail hygiene. Ito, madali na lang yung the last kinds of hygiene. So ito, kailangan malinis talaga yung hygiene as part of our hands, diba? So we cut our nails, wash our nails, and even if you have time and energy and extra funds again, you can actually probably pamper your nails with extra cleaning, diba? And put lotions. So you don't like to have nails that look like this, ito madumi to, pero parang pwede mag-improve. See, meron pang sugat, no? So, this person wasn't taking care of her nails. So, we need to be more proactive in that. Kasi kitang-kita ka agad di ba? Okay. Number 5 is hygiene, kind of hygiene called toilet hygiene. So while many things, di ba sabi natin, use alcohol, so pwedeng alcohol. Pero I'd like to stress that when we use the toilet, it's important for us to wash our hands with soap and water. Kasi pag kami actual dumi, di ba, when we, for example, change the diaper of our baby, tapos merong konting pupo na natira dito sa hands natin, hindi yan kaya ng alcohol. Kailangan mechanically to be washed off by water and soap, diba? Yan. So remember, if you, your children or other family members, you're teaching your children and they use the toilet, hindi kaya yan ng alcohol. Pwedeng mag-alcohol after washing your hands, pero kailangan soap and water. Okay, so that's about toilet hygiene. The next one is about genital hygiene. So basta hindi natin nakakalimutan, special part of our body is our genitals. So we need to wash them like just any like parts of our body, dry them up kasi if they're damp, they become irritable, prone to rash. No? If possible, it's good to use if you have to use public toilets, you really choose clean public toilets with the amenities, for example, in toilet paper. Yeah. And change your undergarments, no, panties and brief every day. Okay. There's like genital hygiene for women. So we'd like to just maybe point out here that there's a difference when you're teaching your children at girls sila at saka boys sila. So that part, the vagina, needs to be washed and teach your children how to wash them. Avoid tight underclothing and use soap, no, delicate soap for them. Sometimes we get yung frequent kasi nakikita is UTI or the thrush. Yan. Baka kailangan lang keep them dry and yun nga, avoid very tight underclothing. Tapos for men, kailangan rin dry. Tapos there's for yung mga there are some boys that remain uncircumcised. So baka merong way of cleaning that part. So tuturuan niya sila. And then especially in women, when we have our menstruation, no, there's parang that special menstrual hygiene that just needs to be remembered na during that period, you actually take extra effort to wash your body and the genitals a little bit more para it stays clean and there's no malodorous scent there, and you change your pads frequently. And finally, yung sickness hygiene. Ito yung if you're feeling sick, diba? You take extra effort to keep the illness within your space. Na we'd like to emphasize that most of the infections could be transmitted by droplets. So if we are sneezing, coughing, you try to cover your cough. And if there's diarrhea, you'd like to just also keep wash your hands and not prepare food during that period that you are sick. So there's a series of steps to prevent others around you from getting sick. And okay, so number 3, so now that we've finished all of those kinds of personal hygiene, let's move on to talk about how we can implement them in our lives. So what happens if we don't do good hygiene? No? So what happens if we don't follow the things that I told you about earlier? So pwede tayong mga sirang ngipin, tooth decays, mouth sores, bad breath, or if we don't take a bath frequently, we can actually have body odor, we can have other illnesses like acute diarrhea or even chronic diarrhea or even worms, no? If we don't take care of our skin, pwedeng masyadong pangit or we get infections like athlete's foot or ringworms or scabies. And if we don't take care of our hair, pwedeng magka-hair lice, yung lisa. Okay. So yan, when we don't brush our teeth, yan, pwede tayo magka-bad breath. So may bacteria, I said, there's like tons and tons of microorganisms in our mouth, no? So we need to like take time to just keep them clean. Okay? And what happens if we don't shampoo often? So pwedeng yan, these are lisa, hair lice, no? Nagiging makati, tapos parang children who have this feel very sad and low. Yung kanilang ego ay bumababa. So we try not to have this, no? So there are also some things that should not be done, or if you notice them in your children or other family members, try to say that's not healthy, stop it. Okay, so things like biting fingernails. Number 2, yung using cotton earbuds, parang hindi daw yan healthy, sabi ng, or safe, sabi ng mga ENT people. Sometimes many people forget to wash their hands after using the toilet. Or number 4, using the same toothbrush for a long time. So kaka-New Year pa lang, palitan na natin ang ating mga toothbrushes. And not cleaning objects every day. So, changing our clothes sometimes, lalo na nung work from home or study from home, there were children who just kept on, forgot to take a bath and change clothes. So that's part of good hygiene. No? So remember, very simple naman, di ba? Taking a bath, brushing teeth, yan. Yan yung mga pinaka basic, making yourself really look healthy and beautiful or handsome. Yan. Okay. Tapos how do we make it a habit? Kasi yun yung kailangan maging habit siya. So how to build a hygiene habit? So try to habituate this personal hygiene practices regularly. Make it your parang second nature to you. If you are forgetful, then make reminders in your calendar or in your phone. Tapos sometimes it's good to have rewards. So for example, parang feeling mo ang ganda-ganda na ng kutis mo, and so maybe you can give yourself some rewards. Or the children, if they tell you na nag-brush na sila ng teeth, yan, pwede mo sila bigyan ng rewards. Siyempre, hindi candy, di ba? You try to think about other, maybe a stamp, di ba? They like getting stamps in their hands. Pagka they do a really good or they pursue a regular hygienic practice. So you need to, number 5, invest on personal hygiene products. Kasi syempre may cost to. So buying the soap you want, buying the shampoo that smells good and makes you feel good. Yan, good investments lahat yan. So example. So maybe if you're already at dinner time, everybody's there, your kids are there, you say, wash hands muna tayo. Tapos after the meal, brush teeth na tayo. Tapos when we're preparing for sleeping na, take a bath first, clean up, and then sleep. Parang merong ritual, and that makes them remember and make it a habit. Okay? And now when we go to work, it doesn't mean we don't remember this personal hygiene anymore. So there's reminders, keep ourselves reminded. You can keep it in your laptop or in your bag. So keep your hair clean. Make sure you have some kind of taking care of your teeth. Yan. So reminders while you are at work or at school. So minsan nagdo-dorm tayo, 'di ba? So wala na si mommy doon. So kailangan may reminders ka pa rin. Okay. So in summary, Malinis Hygiene Heroes, yan. We'd like to build on your good hygiene habits. It's really cleanliness at its best, and we're trying to reject the germs And all of this will lead to prevention of infections and even other illnesses, will lead to good health and well-being, both physical and mental. Yun. So remember, from the Mu Sigma Phi sorority, lahat tayo maging mas malinis pa. Okay? And if you have any questions, there's an open forum later on, or you can email me. So I'd like to thank Slides Go. That's the one I use for this particular PowerPoint. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Nina. I really appreciate, no, ang galing ni Dr. Nina mag-talk. I appreciate how you unpack that's it's a tricky subject of hygiene, and you gave us a talk that was very reachable and very practical and very easy to understand. So thank you for a very inspiring talk. So yes, for our viewers, like Dr. Nina said, you can save your questions for our Q&A session. We'll have it later because we'll first have our second speaker to discuss more on the topic of hygiene. So tago nyo muna yung questions. We'll come back to that after all our speakers have given their talks, and also our reactor has given her reaction. So now we move on to our second speaker. He is Dr. Rodolfo V. Dizon Jr., Dr. June. He's a graduate of the University of Santo Tomas Faculty of Medicine and Surgery, class 2005, a pulmonologist and sleep medicine specialist at the Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas and Manila Doctors Hospital. He's also the president of the Philippine Society of Sleep Medicine and the chair of the Philippine College of Chest Physicians Council on Sleep Medicine. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rodolfo V. Dizon Jr. Dr. June?
Hi, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. And just share my slides. I'd like to first thank Mu Sigma Phi sorority for inviting me for today's webinar. Just share my slides. That was a great talk by Dr. Burba. So pagiging malinis, hindi lamang ito sa katawan, ito sa isip o sa puso, ito rin ay sa pagtulog. I'll be talking about having good sleeping habits for the young. And these are the objectives that were given to me. I hope we'll be able to tackle this one by one. Communicating the significance of sleep hygiene for overall health and well-being for children, to encourage the establishment of regular sleep schedules to support a healthy circadian rhythm, and to highlight the significance of creating a conducive sleep environment for optimal rest and recovery. First, thank you, Dr. Raimundo, for that kind introduction. I'll start with this quote. You'll never realize the importance of something until it's gone. And that pertains probably to our love life. Pag wala na yung minamahal natin, namimiss na. And then, of course, yung toilet paper or bidet, if it's gone, we'll definitely miss it. Of course, sleep is not accepted. In the young at heart, they are often overlooked. Looked at this girl. I just got this from the internet. She doesn't even know what she doesn't know. So all of my pictures, it's a disclaimer, are from the internet. They're not my own. According to Dr. Nathaniel Watson, the past president of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, more than a third of the US population is not getting enough sleep. And for children who are in the critical years of early development, sleep is even more crucial. And making sure there is ample time for sleep is one of the best ways to promote a healthy lifestyle for a child. Having a good sleep, reaching the correct number of hours of sleep, the duration, and the quality is associated with overall better health outcomes, providing improved attention, behavior, learning, memory, emotional regulation, quality of life, mental and physical health. So yung mga happy children, and those who are usually excel in school have good sleep. On the other hand, sleeping fewer than the recommended hours results in attention and behavioral, even learning problems. It increases the risk of accidents, injuries. They may develop when they get old, hypertension, they get to be obese, they'll have diabetes, and very important nowadays, depression. In fact, in teenagers, there is an associated increased risk of self-harm, suicidal thoughts, and suicide attempts when they sleep fewer than the recommended hours. Well, likewise, oversleeping is not really uh, encouraged. Regular sleeping more than the recommended hours may be associated with adverse health outcomes such as hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and mental health problems. I'd like to share the three elements of the good quality sleep, namely duration, continuity, and depth. Duration includes the total amount of hours of sleep daily, and as recommended by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, for infants, 4 months to 12 months, they should have 12 to 16 hours of sleep per day, including naps. For children, 1 to 2 years of age, they should have 11 to 14 hours of sleep per day. And for children, 3 to 5 years of age, they should have 10 to 13 hours of sleep per day, including naps. Remember, only only children who are less than 6 years old are permitted to have naps. They should be the sleep should be on a regular basis to promote optimal health. For those who are above 6 years old, the second element, which is continuity, is very important. Kids 6 to 12 years of age should have 9 to 12 hours of sleep every day. Teenagers who are 13 to 18 years of age should have 8 to 10 hours of sleep per 24 hours. And this should be on a regular basis, again, to promote optimal health. Maybe some of our are curious for adults. Commercial muna sa ating mga adults, 7 to 9 hours per 24 hours is the appropriate amount of sleep to support optimal health. Kung isip bata, considered adult pa rin natin sila, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. The third element of good quality sleep is depth. There are what we call sleep stages, namely non-rapid eye movement sleep and the rapid eye movement sleep. The non-rapid eye movement sleep is divided into 3 stages, namely stage N1, N2, and N3. The deep types of sleep are the stage N3 and the rapid eye movement sleep. When I see patients in the clinic, I liken this to the stages of sleep to a manual car which has a first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear. When we're driving, we want it to be fast, not really fast, wag lang over speeding. To be smooth tayo, yung mabilis ng konti, yung tama lang, di ba? So, hindi masyadong mabagal, tama lang. So, ganun din yung pagtulog natin. And it goes 1 muna, then 2, then 3, then rapid eye movement, sleep. And that creates a sleep cycle every night, which can last for 90 to 120 minutes. And these sleep cycles occurs all throughout the night. Usually 4 to 6 cycles per night should be enough. And the sleep goes through all stages on non-REM sleep and REM sleep several times during a typical night, with increasingly longer, deeper REM periods occurring towards the morning. Knowing this, sleep should be part of our priorities. And of course, to be able to sleep properly, we should plan it, because failing to plan is planning to fail, according to Mr. Alan Lakin. Part of the planning is having good sleep habits, which we term sleep hygiene. The most important is to have a consistent sleep schedule. They should get up at the same time every day, even on weekends and during vacations. This is to maintain the circadian rhythm, the 24-hour sleep cycle that we have in our body. We wake up in the morning when there's sunlight, and we sleep at night when it's dark. It's also important to set a bedtime that is early enough to get the recommended duration of sleep. Again, we should schedule. A more important way to planning the sleep, uh, our sleep time, is to give priority to the wake up time, which we call an anchor. When we wake up at a specific time of the day, eventually we will be sleepy after the during at the later time of the day. So uh, it will result in the sleep onset of the individual. We should also establish a relaxing bedtime routine. As mentioned earlier by Dr. Burbach, uh, taking a bath, brushing the teeth every night is a good bedtime routine, nagiging malinis ng katawan. And we would advise a quick warm bath so that the temperature of the body will be and the muscles will be relaxed. And then after taking a bath, brushing their teeth, they should wear a comfortable clothes. Uh, the, the the child, maybe he or she is able to read. Uh, they can read a book, but not an iPad or a tablet. Definitely not the cell phone. They should meditate and learn how to pray also. Now, usually, uh, this is seen in adults, but the children may also be unable to sleep after some time. They toss and turn, and then it creates anxiety and frustration. So we should ask them to get out of the bed or advise them to get out of the bed, do a quiet activity with a lot of light, without light exposure. Especially, it's important not to get into electronics. They should have a downtime, and we should advise them not to go back to bed unless they are sleepy. Light should also be limited, especially in the evenings. We are all familiar with the sleep hormone melatonin, and it is secreted during the nighttime. The problem nowadays with our electronic devices is not only the blue light exposure, but also the content of the social media, which makes us interested. So we fail to realize that it's already late at night, and the child may be sleeping later than he or she needs to sleep. The bedroom should also be quiet and relaxing. The room should be comfortable with cool temperature and minimal light. So, pag magulo yung kwarto, talagang mahirap matulog. And the reason for that, we shouldn't be distracted by the things that we see. And a cool temperature is needed because our body temperature goes down when we sleep, and it allows us to sleep better when the environment is cold. An important thing to note that the bed should only be used for sleeping. It should not be used to do homework. It should not be used to watch TV, even if social media uh, shows us that there's a big TV inside the bedroom. Uh, the bedroom should only be used for sleeping. When when we need to talk to our children, we should talk to them outside of the bedroom, especially your heart-to-heart talk, because it may create an anxiety that they will be bringing into the bedroom, which results into difficulty sleeping. Watching uh, horror films or uh, anything that causes anxiety should also be avoided during the night. With eating during at night, we should allow them to eat a large meal before bedtime. The children are hungry, let them eat a light, healthy snack. As they say, eat like a king during breakfast in the morning, eat like a prince in the afternoon, and eat like a pauper at night. For those teens who drink coffee, my niece drinks a lot of coffee, even if it's not really recommended and not allowed. They should avoid consuming coffee in the afternoon or evening, only in the morning. And fluid intake should be also reduced in the bedtime because they might have need a bathroom break in the middle of the night. Of course, part of healthy lifestyle is having a regular exercise and maintaining a healthy diet. Exercise should be done in the morning or early afternoon. It's a stretch to be done in the late afternoon, but definitely it should be avoided near bedtime or at night. Some facts about the pediatric population about sleep. Sleep restriction is a common cause of sleepiness in children. That's what we call behaviorally induced sleep restriction, wherein we uh, we refuse to sleep because we prioritize other things. Going back to the earlier slides, we should really prioritize sleep. Then sleepiness in children may manifest itself as inattentiveness, impulsiveness, or aggressive behavior. So you'll see individuals or children, teens, who are not really attentive or very hyper because it's their way to uh, to 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 para labanan yung pagiging antukin nila sa umaga. Sometimes a return to napping is a sign of daytime sleepiness in a child. Again, napping should be made available only to those who are less than 6 years old. Sometimes they should pag nag-exam yung mga teenagers, napupuyat, kasi hirap na hirap daw sila sa pag-aaral. So we may allow them to nap, but not more than 30 minutes. Then also, important to note, adolescents really have a delayed sleep phase. When we say a delayed sleep phase, the typical adult time that we feel sleepy is 10 p.m. Then we wake up at 6 p.m. In adolescents, they have a natural development cycle wherein they tend to feel sleepy and in the midnight or 1 a.m., 2 p.m., and then they wake up later in the morning or even afternoon. Remember when we were adolescents, teenagers, when during summer, yan, magpupuyat tayo and then magigising tayo tanghali na. So it's a normal phase that humans really go through. But then during school days, they should have the discipline enforced so that they will be able to wake up properly in the morning. So that's my talk. And in summary, good sleep leads to better outcomes in health and learning. The duration of sleep is dependent of the age. So it's not one size fits all. And good sleep is dependent also on the continuity and depth of sleep. Hindi lang tama yung dami ng oras, dapat din tuloy-tuloy para maging malalim at maganda ang ating tulog. And the benefits of healthy sleep require not only adequate sleep duration, but also appropriate timing, daily regularity, good sleep quality. And good sleeping habits are important to ensure having a good night's sleep. So I hope we have achieved our objectives. And thank you very much for the invitation and for your kind attention.
Thanks, Doc June. Well, that was a very good talk. Ang daming magagandang tips. So many tips I wish I knew when I was a child. So for the parents here, especially for the parents here, it's maybe you can apply these learnings while your children are young, so they can establish good habits before they become adults and they become grown-ups. Kasi pag walang habits, naku, how good luck na lang sa regular sleeping schedule, no caffeine, no electronics. So best to set the good habits while they're still young. So thank you, Doc June, Dr. Dizon, no? As you may have noticed, today's talks gave us comprehensive reviews and overviews of the importance of good hygiene and sleep habits. and how both can contribute to overall well-being and long-term health, prevention of illnesses, prevention of problems. And I know that everyone is so excited to ask their questions to our speakers. But before that, let's first hear from our esteemed reactor. So for today, we invited someone to give her insights on today's talks, and we are grateful to have her with us today. We have Miss Beng Doria Velarde. She is a corporate executive turned culinary chef, a content creator and foodie influencer with over 70,000 followers on Instagram and over 85 followers on TikTok. Let us all welcome Miss Beng Velarde. Miss Beng, welcome to the webinar.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hi,
Thank
all
you for
right.
joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you, Miss Nina. Thank you. By the way, I'd like to thank Mu Sigma, sorry,
Okay.
Mu Sigma Phi
Yes.
sorority for the invite. Okay, for first of all, that was a very informative talk from Dr. Sorry, I forgot the notes
Our
from
first speaker was
Dr.
Dr. Berba.
Yeah, Dr.
Berba.
I sorry, Dr. June, Dr. June and
Dr.
Dr.
June Dizon.
Berba.
Yes.
Sorry. All right. For my reaction, I only have 5 minutes. Indeed, hygiene and coming from a culinary chef, indeed, hygiene and proper sleep is very important in the kitchen. Now, for the parents here who have kids who wants to be chefs someday, this is very, very, very important. Especially in the kitchen, kasi doon nanggagaling yung foodborne diseases. Say, for example, food poisoning, typhoid due to salmonella, if I'm correct, Doc June and Doc Nina, if I'm right. Because we really studied about it. Lalo na, that's why the one Dr. Nina said is the habitual. So dapat ngayon pa lang they practice the Clego. They call it Clego. Clean as you go. So let's say, for example, in your rooms, in the kitchen, or in the dining, they have to practice that already. Kasi that's very, very, very important kahit saan naman. And of course, with enough sleep, it's also so crucial kasi ang mga puyat sa amin na aksidente, we get burns, we get cuts, some are hospitalized because of this. And so, for now, sa totoo lang, I'm already a content creator and foodie influencer. I still practice those. Lalo na the nails. When I cook, if you can see, I am sporting long nails. But in the kitchen, we wear gloves. We cannot. I saw that the slide of Dr. Nina, Dr. Berba, that yung madumi, oh my God, that's a no-no in the kitchen. Also, of course, that should be the case in your houses as well. A lot of diseases come from those. So we have to wear gloves. Kasi ang hirap ng maikli ang nails, lalo na sa women, sa girls, sa women chefs like us. And then for the enough sleep, for the quality sleep, it has to be really important as well for us and you kids also. Kasi nga nawawala kami, nadidi-focus kami in the kitchen. That's our well, that's basically my reaction. Kasi ang ganda talaga ng talk ni Doktora and Dr. Berba and Dr. June. Tama ba ako, Doktor? Doc? I guess that's it. Kasi I think we still have a Q&A. And I have 1 minute to go. So kids, um, please, please practice the clay go. Diba may clay, do, kami clay go. Clean as you go. Wherever, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the dining room, in school especially. So that's it. For the parents, I guess I'm sure you will tell them that clay go. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss Beng. You know, that was a very, very good, good contribution. Given that you're a chef and you're an influencer, I know that, there's this new show in this live streaming service na it's about yung you are what you eat, and I watched the episodes, and there was this episode where they actually gave the women in the kitchen, they they
Wow.
they they painted some chicken meat with a substance that you can see on backlight, and they
Uh-huh.
tell the women in the kitchen who were cooking, and then after that they did the backlight on all the surfaces of the kitchen, and ang dami pala na hindi mo alam, hinahawakan mo, nagkakalat ka ng germs. So tama talaga yung advice mo to clean as you go, clay go. So thanks, Miss Beng. We'll discuss more on that in the Q&A. Thank you again to our speakers and to our reactor. I think it's the best time now to hear interesting questions from our participants. And to start off our Q&A portion, I want to give everyone a gentle reminder again. You may type in your questions into the Q&A boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Zoom, or the chat boxes of Facebook Live and YouTube. So we'll start. Maybe we can have our speakers. Yes, there on screen, and you can see even Miss Beng, the reactor. No, so we'll ask you questions, and if we can direct the questions to a specific speaker, pero if anyone wants to jump in, please feel free. So we'll start with Ma'am Nina. There's a question here in the chat box that asks, paano po namin maipopromote yung hygiene kung ang lugar namin walang access sa malinis na tubig? You mentioned earlier kanina na water and soap. Paano kung kunyari nahihirapan sila na wala silang regular access to clean water? Paano gagawin nila?
So, I would think pag ganon, kunyari yung sa area nyo, I think ang sinasabi nyo, or nasa-stop yung source from
Supply,
the
oo,
faucet, no?
source.
So, walang galing sa gripo. So, walang choice but mag-igib ng tubig. So, kahit na parang malayo siya, we need to get that extra effort na mag-ipon po ng tubig. Pero yung pag-ipon ng tubig, may ibang science yan di ba? Kasi hindi rin pwedeng ipon ka lang ng ipon without making sure that the container is clean, nakatakip siya, hindi siya madudumihan kasi gagamitin mo yun naman panglinis sa sarili mo. So, it needs to be that. So, hindi lang po kayo nag-iisa kahit po sa PGH. Nawawalan kami ng tubig. So,
Paano kaya, Ma'am Nina, would you suggest na may supplementary, kunyari maghugas ka, tapos magsa-sanitizer, o hindi na kailangan siguro? Or consequently, pag kunyari nag-sanitizer ka, kasi minsan iniisip nila, pag nag-sanitizer ka, pinapatay mo yung germs, pero nasa kamay mo pa. Would you advise them to do hand washing after that? Kung meron?
Actually, even in the hospital, ang recommendation lang na hindi talaga kaya ng alcohol ay pagka nadumihan, yung nakikita mong madumi yung kamay mo. Kunyari, may putik, o may dumi ng bata, or may vomitus, or naglinis ka talaga ng pupo ng pet dog mo. Yun surely kailangan maghugas ng kamay. If you have alcohol, you can add alcohol. If you don't worry about it. Kasi cleaning hands in environments na gano'n na from the community, okay na yon. Oo. Parang Pero kung wala ka na talagang choice, wala kasing tubig panay, nagtitipid rin kayo sa tubig, then go ahead and use alcohol. Pero dapat visibly nakikita mo malinis na yung kamay mo. Yan.
Okay. So thanks, Doc Nina. Si Doc Jun naman. Doc Jun, we have questions on sleeping. Uh, may hinala ako na baka marami tayong medical students or doctors sa audience. Kasi pero ang unang tanong kasi medyo meron mga related questions. Dr. Dizon, for in-training doctors, how can the small amount of sleep be compensated? And siguro i-dovetail na natin yung isa pang question from another member of the audience. How do I maintain good sleep hygiene if continuously po kailangan magpalit ng sleeping schedule? For example, kailangan mag-work night shift and then the next day's morning shift o kaya duty ka. How do you manage this kind of situation, Doc?
And those are very relevant questions for our younger colleagues. So in training MDs, you should pag-duty, no? 36, I think 36 hours duties has gone back to the training schedule. So we can accept 5 nights of sleep na maging okay. So if you're doing duty every 3 days, sacrifice na natin yung 2 days na during duty. And then, there will be an accumulation of sleep debt, utang sa tulog. And when we accumulate that sleep debt, eventually during the weekends, pag weekends off na kayo or from duty, you can pay back the sleep that you weren't able to have during your duty hours. Now, yung important pa rin dyan, you maintain a proper schedule. Talagang tulog, you schedule yung wake up time, not the sleep time. No, from pag going duty or pre-duty, you schedule yung sleep target time. Then you subtract 7 to 9 hours from that. That's your target sleep time. Habang gumigising tayong maaga, eventually malalaman ng katawan na pagod tayo. In the end, at night, we'll be very sleepy. Mas masarap yung tulog pag huwag nating labanan. Training is just, we say, mabilis lang, 3 to 6 years maximum. You're young compared to us. So, konting tiis lang. It's for the benefit of your patients.
Thank you, Dr. Dizon. Oo nga, no? Parang mabilis lang sa kanila yung 3 to 6 years. Dahil wala silang tulog. Kaya parents talaga dapat ma-establish yung sleep habits before dumating yung mga anak nyo sa time na yan. Kasi wala, papasok na ang caffeine. Tapos, sleep only on the bed, di ba? Sabi, yung bed is only for sleeping. Good luck na lang. Aalisin nyo yung mga transcriptions nyo. Ma'am Beng, meron kang reaction to yung kunyari, yung sa sleep o kaya, hindi ba chefs have to wake up early to prepare for the day? You wake up early, di ba? To do the marketing or
the prep.
The prep. So don't you get sleep deprived in your setting? How do you manage your sleep? Do you adjust your schedule of sleeping or?
Well, actually, that's true. Lalo na ng December, the December was crazy. Kasi nga, open na lahat, open na everything, catering everywhere. But we really get that chance to sleep at least 6 hours because it's really pag may hinimatay sa kitchen, the whole operation will stop. So our head chefs keep telling us to just go home, don't drink anymore, because culinary chefs normally, if it's a toxic day, we normally drink a little just to relax. But no, our head chefs advise us to go home, get some sleep because we're going to do another. Well, this was December. We're going to do another function. So that's exactly what Dr. June said. Adjust the sleep. May time for sleep, may time for drinking happy. Detox. We call it detox.
And the early waking is also relevant for moms or parents who wake up early, di ba? To
Yes.
to prep for their children, their
Diba?
meals, the baon, or children sending of the children to school. So I think it also applies to how to homemakers and parents who wake up early. No? So let's remember that. So back to Ma'am Nina. We have a question here, Ma'am Nina, about um hygiene ulit, no? Hygiene. So now that COVID-19 cases have subsided, and the question, there are two sides to the question. Do you still recommend wearing the mask, and do you still remember practicing the hand hygiene, or hygiene practices that they told us to do? Yung, di ba they told us na wag hahawakan yung faucet, use a paper towel, or use your elbow, or wash for a certain length of time. Now that the pandemic is considered to be over, but the COVID cases are still here and are actually rising pa nga sometimes. No, it's just become more common. Do they still do the same hygiene procedures, or do they modify this a little? How do they go about this? The masks and the hand washing.
Oo. So yung mask, it depends on your situation and your risk, no? So if you're otherwise healthy and very open, safe yung environment, kunyari nasa beach kayo o nasa open field, then there's no need to wear a mask. If you're at home tapos everybody's well, then there's no need to wear a mask. But if you're in a situation you feel hindi mo control, kunyari as a simbahan, sobrang packed, tapos ikaw baka may hypertension ka or asthma, ayaw mo talaga magka-COVID, or kung magka-COVID ka, ayaw mo maging sick. And then, kasi simple lang naman, tapos hindi mahal mag-mask. So, in that particular situation, while you're hearing mass in a really crowded church, then it's prudent to wear a mask. So, ngayon parang hindi na siya obligatory, pero it's a case-to-case basis, depends on your case, on your assessment of your risk. Yan. Or sometimes yung mga children nagmamask sila kasi baka may lolo't lola sila at home, di ba?
Baka
Ayaw nila mag-uwi ng virus. Regarding the other things, yung mga hand hygiene, so the answer is yes. Whether may COVID or walang COVID, we need to just understand, marami talagang germs around us, no? So maraming viruses. Actually, yung mga viruses, marami talaga. And they're just there. So, make it a habit and teach your children, teach your students na kailangan talaga constantly, especially yung before preparing food, before eating, before taking care of others, yan, mag-wash ng hands. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Doc Nina. Doc June, we have more questions on sleeping, but this time related to things like electronics and toys for sleeping, no? So the first question is, you mentioned in your talk about limiting yung if to help the children, or even non-children, even adults, sleep better, siguro yung sa light, no? Yung, o kaya yung activities, kaya hindi siya makatulog, maggawa ng activity basta as long as hindi malakas yung light, or definitely, you said definitely not electronics. So ang question is, how important is it to limit the use of gadgets and electronic devices before sleeping? And do those those glasses that prevent blue light daw, do they actually help prevent this effect on you if you're going to sleep? And what about, and then related to that, toys din. Nakakatulong ba ang toys? Kunyari, kailangan matulog. Prevent mo yung use of electronics, but can you give stuffed toys? Do they help children sleep?
So, again, a very relevant question. All of us are digitally connected nowadays, but yes, we should really avoid bright lights, yung white light at night, because it interferes with our hormone secretion, yung melatonin, very famous melatonin. And kung may light man dun sa room, it should be yellow light, the dim light, not the bright one, yung daylight. And yung gadgets, they should be avoided, because not only I was muted.
Ay,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. Okay,
Okay.
so I
You're
pressed the
saying
button.
gadgets.
No, so the gadgets, should really be avoided at night because it's not only about the light, but but it's about the content, especially with social
Mm-mm.
media, yung live streaming,
Mm.
mga uh, Netflix, YouTube,
Mm.
and the algorithms are very intelligent. Yun yung AI.
Mm.
Mas kilala pa nila tayo kaysa sa sarili natin. And
Mm. True.
if you compare teach your what goes into your feed with with your friend, it's different because the algorithm knows what we are interested in. Kaya mapapansin mo, gaano muna, scroll muna ako 9 p.m. Then
Mm.
you'll be surprised, magto-12 na pala, ang tagal ko na pala. So
Mm.
we should avoid it. We should have the discipline to limit the time with the gadgets. And with regards to the blue light na eyes, it's theoretical that it may help, but again, the content will damage or wreck our sleep cycle.
Mm. Doc, paano pag medical student na kailangan sa laptop tapos hindi, alam mo parang ano yun talaga, no? Unique circumstance, parang hindi natin pwede i-generalize. Pero, di ba, no? Pagpupuyat ka kasi ayun, that's a question. What can you say about students who pull all-nighters kasi they want to get high in their test. So, hindi sila matutulog kasi gusto nilang ma-memorize lahat ng kailangan nila. What can you say about that? Is it advisable? Is it better to finish the required reading tas walang tulog or hindi mo tapusin pero matulog ka ng konti?
Tough
Anong
question. Tough question, but in the end, kailangan nilang pumasa, doktora. So, mag-aral sila. But again, yung pag-aaral dapat ini-schedule, hindi dapat cramming.
Mm-mm.
Easier said than done with your duties. ano, parang sa diet naman yun eh. Kina
Oo.
Chef Beng, di ba? Minsan may cheat day yung sa health diet. So, ganun din sa tulog. Minsan we can give a cheat day if there's a really important exam coming
Oo.
up. Why not then,
Parang
lang.
detox, parang sabi ni Ma'am Beng. Oh.
So,
But
iba,
I have a contribution, no? Kasi I'm an educator. I want the audience to know that, did you know that your non-REM, the amount of sleep that you get, it can also affect your ability to learn. And when you learn something at night, kunyari nag-aaral kayo, no, you actually need sleep to lock in your learnings kasi the pathways of your brain, you need sleep to lock in those learnings and you can relate your new knowledge to your previous. Kailangan matulog kayo kahit para ma-lock in yung learnings. Kasi kaya minsan na-experience nyo yung nagpupuyat kayo, hindi kayo natutulog, pero pagdating ng exam, hindi nyo pa rin maalala. Pero pag natulog ng konti, medyo may naaalala ka. Huwag na lang kayo mag-cram. Maaga. Diba? Ganun na lang. Agahin nyo na lang. Ma'am Nina, we have a question on tongue scrapers. Sabi mo daw, sabi mo pwede na naman yung sa toothbrush, ano? Tapos once a day ang advice mo. What if they feel like they have to do the tongue scraping after every meal? Is that okay? Is it or nakaka-harm ba yun sa tongue? Pag mas madalas sila
Baka
mag-scrape.
pag ganun, baka may sensation of something eh. Kasi minsan, di ba, may mga medicines tayong tinitake that make parang some kind of an unusual feeling. Minsan may feeling na makapal, baka may ganun eh. Pag may ganun parang sort of unusual, baka kailangan po kayo magpatingin. Get somebody medical to just look into your tongue or your oral cavity po. So, normally, dapat kahit once a day or in the morning and in the evening, kasabay ng toothbrushing should be sufficient. Yeah.
And, basta cleaning your tongue is important. Kasi if you notice yung merong film of may parang white film, even if you brush your teeth tapos may film, pwede mag-bad breath din kayo dun eh. Sayang naman, kunyari, ang ayos-ayos ng itsura mo, tapos maayos yung ibang parts ng hygiene mo, tapos ang ganda-ganda mo or ang pogi mo, Tapos naka-mask, kapag tanggal ng mask, naku, may film pala sa tongue, kaya medyo hindi maganda yung amoy ng breath. So don't forget the tongue, no? Going back to Dr. Dizon, we have another ang daming questions on sleeping, no? Parang lahat ng tao walang masyadong tulog. What can you, teka, wait, let me go back to, okay. What can you say about medications to help sleep? Even whether it's prescription or merong iba na bibili mo na mga herbs or teas, what can you do? What is your opinion on using these to help assist in sleeping for those who cannot sleep?
My first take on that is I do not argue with success, Doc. If
Mm.
they're happy with taking the supplements, they think working for them, go take it. Whatever makes you happy, basta legal, sige lang. But again, uh, taking the medications, even yung mga regulated drugs, yung what we call S2 drugs, is the last resort. I see a lot of patients with insomnia, young and the experience, they ask for a pill, and I always tell them we avoid the quick fix. We change your schedule, we change what is your perception about sleep. That's the more important thing, which may be longer lasting than just taking a pill. So start with a good sleep hygiene. If there's something that's bothering you, whether there's creeping depression, anxiety, it should be addressed immediately and not be denied. Uh, Sometimes kailangan talaga ng gamot, and I do prescribe them, but we should not be reliant on those medications. Ano pa rin, the body knows how and when to sleep. Ilang taon na ganon yung ang tao. So you just go with what we know. We just have to know and understand yung circadian rhythm and then yung sleep drive natin.
Okay, thanks, Doc June. You know, we have a lot of questions and so many other interesting things to talk about, but I'm afraid we have to wrap things up because we're running out of time. So before we end this webinar, we'd like to ask our speakers for their final words. Who wants to start? Doc Nina.
Okay. So, I think nasabi na natin lahat, pero hindi naman masamang ulitin ulit. Oo, na very basic po, foundation talaga yung personal hygiene for all of us. Okay? Sometimes we think mga bata lang yung kailangan matuto nito, but we can be adults and try to rethink. Minsan nag-iiba rin yung circumstances natin, tapos nagsa-start tayo from scratch. So we just keep on keeping all of the principles in our heads and following them as much as possible, because with the hygienic practices that we have, it will assure us that we will have a better life ahead, a healthier and happier life ahead of us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nina Burba. And let's go to Dr. June Dizon.
As my last message, again, ulitin ko lang po, prioritize sleep, and it's all about scheduling. The anchor time is our waking time. It's more important. Gising tayo ng pare-parehong oras, araw-araw, plus minus 30 minutes, the maximum. And eventually, your body will learn how to sleep better. And in this time of technology, it really helps to be detached sometimes, especially our children. Let them play outside, let them interact with their classmates and friends, not really rely on digital stuff.
Very important. Thank you, Doc June. And lastly, Miss Beng, some final words from you?
Well, of course. Just don't forget my how do I call that? Suggestion. That phrase, clay go. Clean as you go. You won't forget it. Clay go. You will remember it for the rest of your life. And of course, good especially for kids. Because
Very good.
right now, my maximum already is 6 hours. So good for the kids to have that 8 hours sleep.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Claygo, thank you, Miss Beng. So Claygo and good sleep. So to wrap things up, here are some takeaways from today's forum. From Dr. Nina's talk on personal hygiene. Personal hygiene extends beyond just physical cleanliness. It encompasses a holistic approach that considers not only the cleanliness of our bodies, but also our mental and emotional well-being, fostering overall health and well-rounded self-care. From Dr. June's talk on sleep hygiene, for parents, prioritizing consistency in your child's sleep schedule and creating a relaxing bedtime routine is crucial. These simple habits can have a profound impact on the quality of your sleep and your overall well-being. A regular sleep pattern is a key pillar of good sleep hygiene. And from Ms. Beng, personal hygiene is a crucial link to safe and enjoyable food. Simple practices like hand washing and clean attire and Claygo, cleaning as you go, ensure food safety and enhance our dining experiences. So with that, we would like to end our webinar, but before we end, we would like to thank our speakers and our reactor. Again, thank you for giving everyone an informative overview of our topics today. So before we end, we, the Mu Sigma Phi Sorority webinar team, would like to express our gratitude to our sponsors and partners, our official media partners, our Awesome Planet and Spark Up. This webinar is in partnership with the province of Bataan, Providence Hospital, the UP Medical Student Society, the Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, with special thanks to the UP Manila Information Management Systems. We'd like to remind all those interested in receiving a certificate of attendance to please fill out the evaluation form at tinyurl.com/maliniseval within 3 days after the forum. You may find the links to the evaluation forms at the comment boxes of FB Live, YouTube, and the chat box of Zoom. Once again, thank you very much for attending the second webinar of CHAMPS, MALINIS Hygiene Heroes, Harnessing the Power of Personal Hygiene. And this is Wen Raimundo. See you in our next webinars. Thank you.
Thank you for attending CHAMPS, Child-Focused Healthy Habits and Activities for Maximizing Physical Vitality and Safety webinar. The Mu webinar team of the Mu Sigma Phi Sorority would like to thank our partners. Our Awesome Planet, Spark Up, Province of Bataan, Providence Hospital Incorporated, UP Medical Student Society, and the Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity. We are also grateful for the support of the UP Manila Information Management Systems. Most of all, we thank you, our participants, for spending your valuable time with us. For those who are interested in receiving a certificate of attendance, please fill out the attendance form at tinyurl.com/malinisattendance or scan the QR code flashed on screen. We value your feedback. For comments and suggestions for this webinar, kindly fill out the evaluation form at tinyurl.com/maliniseval or scan the QR code flashed on screen. Please ensure that your answers are submitted within 3 days after the webinar. We would also like to invite you to download the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. Immunization record and tracker, 2. Information atlas on all vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions and myths on vaccinations. It is currently available for free on Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber, and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. For more details and updates, please check our Facebook page at facebook.com/mewebinars and our Twitter timeline at twitter.com/mewebinars. You may also email us at mewebinars2324@gmail.com. Before we end, we would like to invite you to participate in the next webinar of CHAMPS, Child-Focused Healthy Habits and Activities for Maximizing Physical Vitality and Safety webinar on March 15, 2024, entitled Masaya, Healthy Minds, Nurturing Relationships, and Emotional Wellness, and on May 17, 2024, entitled Maingat, Safety Superstars, Empowering Kids to Thrive Safely. Thank you very much for attending this webinar. Have a good day and see you soon. Thank you for attending CHAMPS, Child-Focused Healthy Habits and Activities for Maximizing Physical Vitality and Safety webinar. The Mu Webinar team of the Mu Sigma Phi sorority would like to thank our partners. Our Awesome Planet, Spark Up, Province of Bataan, Providence Hospital Incorporated, UP Medical Student Society, and the Mu Sigma Phi fraternity.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for a very successful webinar. We'd like to present the certificates of appreciation to our esteemed panelists. Panelists, when we call your name po, we'd like to kindly request for you to turn on your camera for a quick photo op. So I will now read what is written on the certificate. The Mu Sigma Phi sorority presents this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Regina B. Pasco Berba for imparting her valuable insights and expertise as a speaker during the CHAMPS Child-Focused Healthy Habits and Activities for Maximizing Physical Vitality and Safety virtual forum entitled MALINIS Hygiene Heroes, Harnessing the Power of Personal Hygiene on January 19, 2024, Friday 5 to 6 p.m. on our livestream and Facebook platforms. Please keep your camera on, Ma'am Nina, for a picture taking po.
Taking the photo po in 3, 2, 1. Thank you po.
Thank you so much po, Ma'am Nina. It was an honor po. Thank you so much for imparting your valuable knowledge and experience to our viewers.
Thank you for
Ganda,
inviting.
ang galing ng talk mo, Nina. I was so impressed. Kasi ang daling maintindihan at saka yung delivery mo kasi, yung parang ang malumanay ng boses mo. And imagine ko na kung mommy ako na nanonood. Talagang, di ba? Very effective siya.
Grabe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I will be presenting the certificate po to Dr. Rodolfo V. Dizon Jr. Thank you so much po, Dr. Dizon, again for sharing your valuable knowledge as our guest speaker for